Man, look at this fall grass. I love this. The dew is so heavy that while the nights are, or the days are shorter, the grass is just responding to the late season moisture. I'm gonna go look at the sheep here, and if I can get through here without, you think I'm soaked? There's so much dew on the ground here, and I don't mean to rub it into my friends that are perhaps getting less rain, but it's a good problem to have. I'll say that. I'm grateful for it. But look at the condition of these sheep. They've responded beautifully. Oh, I just stepped in a big hole. Ouch. They've responded beautifully to the fall. Look at the condition on them. There is not a hip. The only one that's a little hippie is right there because she's 9. And as far as I'm concerned, if she's upright, she's doing well. They want the leaves so bad. Look at them. But we're just keeping them moving. We got a few weathers in here, but this is all that I have now. I've culled out. I sold lambs this year, and then I culled out. See, that's a wether right there. Big boy. But I culled out anything that was junky, because as I continue to want to develop this flock so that I can produce reliable lambs for the people in the Midwest, they have to be the best of the best. See, look at this absolute block of a ewe, this white one. This is a younger one right here. But look at this one right here. She is just a block. She is just a block. Look at that. So we got a few young ones in here that are like yearling ewes. Anything that was even a hint raggedy or thin is out the door. And we are just giving them the gas so that they have no reason to not show me their true colors. There is one raggedy one in here, but don't worry, that's a wether. But this is what me doing good management and culling does. We just have an abundance of grass. So while we're running short of grass on the cattle farm, because I bought a bunch of cattle, because I cut everything down, we're not going to need to feed very much hay at all this winter, even in Minnesota. I mean, this grass is, you can see it's 2 foot long still. Think I've had this ewe a long time or what? Isn't it funny how tame they are when I've never given them a lick of grain? Or really, I leave them to themselves with the dogs for the most part. There's that cotton dog. He's really kind of coming to his own. That was the dog that was scared of his own shadow when I brought him in. And boy, has he really turned it around. Really happy with that boy. I really thought he was going to be a junker, and then he just showed me I don't know what I'm talking about. But so this fall, I'll just say, the other thing I was thinking about is I had to let go of the rigidity of my system a little bit this fall. Work's gotten kind of ahead of me a little bit. And so I've let go of the daily moves for the sheep. This is going to be 3 days here, and then we'll move along. And I don't think that's long enough to cause trouble or anything of the sort. Look at that young ewe, just a brick. Golly, I like the way she looks. Anyhow, so yeah, I'm kind of doing 2 or 3 day paddocks right now just to give myself some breathing space, because we're going to start milking for the first time ever in the next 2 weeks. Anne's milk cow, and I'm sure she's going to need help with that. We bought a ton more cattle this year. I have a video on that. I'll try to remember to put these things in order. But we bought some South Pole bred cows that are all like 4 to 7 years old. And we bought some stockers that are like 500 pounders, heifers and steers. And And so we kind of are a little overstocked for our ground. So we're probably not going to get much past October with the cattle. But that's okay because we made a lot of hay this year. And we're going to use that to kind of balance or allow that extra hay is going to allow us to push our numbers in the right direction so we can get some critical mass going on our cattle farm. But, you know, I was looking back at my videos. I haven't talked about the sheep a lot this year, and that's for a couple of reasons. One is I wasn't having a great time with the sheep because of my breeding error. And then two is, once we kind of got through lambing, this is a machine that runs itself now. We're not growing. We're not... We're in a very stable spot. I'm not really keeping any ewe lambs. I think we have one in here that I'll probably end up actually butchering because she's just not good enough to sell. And so I'm obviously not going to breed her either. And we're just doing our few wethers for our meat customers, and the show runs itself pretty much. I got 2 great dogs. I have all the junk culled out of this flock, so it's pretty bulletproof. And we're just trucking along. And so there isn't a lot of developmental material to cover. But to be honest, that's great. I don't need another, learning curve, or I don't need another set of problems, or whatever you want to call it. It's really great that this is a mature flock that's at a great size for this farm, which is about 40 ewes, lambs, and wethers. And it's got like I was doing the numbers on it. It's got like a 10-to-1 ROI, meaning for every dollar I put in, I can get about $10 back. Mind you, for all of those ranching for profit people that watch this, that's not including my labor or land rent. I'm just saying the cost of keeping the animals alive, which is hay and electricity and water, and what I can get out of them given the assumption of twins out of mature ewes. So it was a bit of a rough year for lambing, but it had nothing to do with my flock. It had everything to do with me. I made just a string of rookie errors that you would expect out of a new sheep guy, and I guess I waited until I had enough hubris to allow me to make that. So okay, so fall and winter, we're gonna hold the rams until December 1st. I like May 1st lambs. End of April's fine too. It's a little risky, but it allows me to sell a 90 to 100 pound live weight lamb at Christmas time, which is kind of what I've been aiming for every year. That extra month of spring growth where the sheep can have the milk and the lamb can graze and get fat, perfect. Yeah, so we'll put the rams in, and obviously we'll record that and show that off. That'll be in about, a month and a half or so. And things to do, I got to build a little milking shed for Anne so she can be out of the weather this winter for her milk cow. I don't want her to quit right away because it's going to be minus 30. And so we're going to be learning all about that. Yeah, and we're going to probably settle into feeding hay and setting out hay and getting that done. We're only going to get one more round around the cattle farm before it's time to settle into a hay feeding operation, and that's okay as well. More carbon on the soil is not a bad thing. So big thank you. I got some great cows from Greg Judy this year. I really wanted to get 4. I got 3. There's a fella really fighting me on the 4th one, and he finally just jumped up the price past where I could, kind of pencil it out. So congratulations to him. It looks like an awesome animal. The 3 that I got were awesome too. Had a great time at George's grazing school up in Wadena. Got to meet the regular old friends and meet a few new people and spend some time visiting with everyone and kind of getting our batteries recharged for farming. You know, it's great. Those grazing schools, you know, you learn a thing here or there, especially after you've been to them a few times. But for me, the main benefit is recharging my, hey, I'm not actually crazy batteries. Sometimes I feel like kind of a weirdo operating as a you know, as the only guy doing this in the area. I actually met a fella that lives not 5 miles from me up there who's doing it too, so we're gonna get to know them a little bit. That'll be good. But that's what those are for, is to recharge your batteries with like-minded people, you know, have good conversation, fellowship, and that sort of thing. So yeah, so we're cruising this fall. Doug is trying to sneak in a little more hay cutting because I think he just loves doing it. But as you can see, we're getting a very typical Minnesota fall, which is mild and wet. So for the grazing part of our operation, that's great. For making late hay, not so good. But we're doing our best. All right, that's it.